Are you who they say you are? I'm thinking back to my younger years when I ran crying to my mother because someone I thought was my friend had talked about me behind my back. She was quick in responding, "Girl, if they talked about Jesus, they're going to talk about you." I don't know that that helped me in the moment, but upon reflection, I know that what she was trying to tell me is that it's human nature for people to talk about and try to define someone. Today, I'd like to talk about both the external and internal chatter that can often be part of the process that defines us. So first, you've got this external chatter, what other people are saying. I found that there are two types, those that are born out of assumptions and those born out of experiences. For the chatter that's grounded in assumptions, I think about when I joined a women's group. At the beginning of that process, I wasn't connecting with as many people as I had liked. And I remember a friend of mine, a dear friend, saying to me, when you walk in the room, it's as if you are confident and you know who you are. Denise, people are intimidated by that. I was floored. Why? Because what I felt on the inside was the exact opposite of that. They were making assumptions about who I was that was not necessarily grounded in reality. I spent a lot of time trying to dispel that and show that I wasn't confident at all. And you know what? That didn't work for me either. The second type of external chatter is that which is grounded in experience. This is from people who have relationships with you, and based on that, give words to describe who you are or what you're like. Now for me, a lot of people will say that I'm difficult to work with. It's grounded in, unfortunately, the experiences that they've had with me. Why? Because from the earliest times that I can remember, I have had really high standards for myself. And those high standards often roll over into the expectations that I have for other people. So in many ways, as much as it hurts me to hear that, there is some truth in me being difficult to work with. And yet there's another side of it. I'm also great to work with. I'm one of the most generous people you can meet. And so rather than me only embracing the side that I don't like, it's about expanding that identity to the side that I also am proud of. So because of that label of being difficult to work with, sometimes I find myself making decisions so that people will like me and not give me that label. Or other times I find myself delaying decisions so that they don't think that I'm difficult to work with. Here's the thing, and take this from a person who spent a lifetime trying to change other people's opinions of me. You are never going to be able to control how people feel about you, what they think about you, and what they say about you. I feel like far too much energy is spent on that as opposed to the things that we can actually control. All right, so let's talk about the things that we can control. In addition to that external chatter, there's this internal chatter that we aren't always aware of. Instead of asking the question, are you who they think you are? The secondary question is, are you who you think you are? That internal chatter comes across in two key ways. First, it's shaped by this thing called imposter syndrome. I experienced this in great depth when I was pursuing my PhD. Throughout the process, I kept telling myself, I can't do this. No one in my family has done this. I don't even know who to ask about what I'm going through and what I should be doing. I had eliminated and diminished myself in so many ways that it didn't matter what anybody else said about me. I was already thinking the worst about me. The second type of internal chatter is the stories that we tell ourselves. In our minds, we can make up some really incredible stories that are absolutely not grounded in reality. I think about the fact that when I grew up, I always thought that nobody thought that I was good enough. Now, the root of that, after a lot of therapy and coaching, is that I didn't think I was good enough. But the story that I told myself with every person who dismissed me and didn't see me or talked about me is they don't see me as valuable. And I internalized it because it was a chatter that constantly was rolling around in my head. Whereas the external chatter, I cannot control that. The internal chatter, that's where I take my power back. I have the ability to capture those thoughts that are erroneous and negative and about myself and say, That is absolute foolishness, and throw it down to where it belongs. That internal chatter is what is with us for all of our waking hours, and being really intentional about changing our mindsets and the way that we see ourselves is probably one of the most powerful things that we can do when it comes to our identity. Here's the thing, whether it's external chatter or internal chatter, we have a choice. We get a chance to decide how much time and attention will I give to this, and how much time and attention will I give to my growth, my development, my healing, and my purpose. We all get the chance to choose, and I'm encouraging you to choose wisely. Are you who they say you are? Absolutely not. How do I know that? Because all of us are much more complex than any one individual will reduce us to. Are you who you say you are? The answer thereto is no for now. Because I believe that this journey of getting to know ourselves better and choosing to identify ourselves and then walk in that truth, that's what life's journey is all about.